And we are live. Welcome, welcome, everyone who took the time out of their day to enjoy a little bit of time with yours truly. My name is Alex Keene. I'm a part of the Pace Morby team, and we have a wonderful show here for you today. Roger's going to be asking some leaders in our community, the Sub 2 Top Tier TC and Gator community, like we do every Tuesday and Friday. And we're going to be kind of going through a deal breakdown and talking about what it's like to be in these communities and how we can help you move forward. You might even have an opportunity to connect with these wonderful leaders. So, Roger, I will let you take it away, but I will be in the backstage answering any questions. So if you feel so inclined to have any questions about these deal breakdowns that we're doing, feel free to put them in the comments and I will bring them up to the stage. Thank you so much.
All right. Hey, hi, Heather. Hi, Jose. Just wanted to learn about your deal that you did recently you're both in the Sub 2 community?
Yes. I've been a part of Sub 2 since July of 2020. And I met Jose through the community.
Okay. And what were you doing before this?
I was doing childcare.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, childcare is really a passion of mine.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's something that is always going to be a passion. And real estate is like that vehicle to get me where I want to be in that space.
Okay.
And in around 2019, 2018, I started seeing ads about real estate investing and wholesaling. And I was like, oh, I think I could get into this. And so I ended up joining a mentorship and started wholesaling back in 2019.
Okay. Was it this community that you started in or another one?
No, it was Wholesaling Inc.
Okay.
I started at, and I came across this one a year later. Actually, I was talking to Pace before the mentorship started because it was a deal that I ran across that I couldn't figure out what to do with, and I knew he was on the creative side of things. So I reached out to him for help, and he kind of helped me through the deal. And then in between that time, I checked back again, and he had started the mentorship. So I joined in 2020.
So did you notice that this community was better?
Yeah. 100 times. No, I'm not gonna say like, but yeah, it's unmatched. I can say,
yeah,
it's unmatched. It's the best decision I've made in a long time to join this community. So
yeah, we've done that. My wife and I, we've been in other mentorships, and nothing even compares to what we've been through here. So, nothing. And what about you, Jose? What have you done before? What were you doing before this? And when did you join?
Well, I joined Sub 2 in December 2022. I was flipping a property back then, and I remember looking at the Jerry Norton YouTube channel, and I was looking at a couple of videos, and one of them, Pace shows up. So he did a series in Jerry Norton channel about creative finance. And by formal education, I'm an engineer, so I love numbers. When I saw him, like going through numbers with like in a creative way, I looked for him, and I realized that he had a mentorship.
Okay.
And I joined in December 2022.
Nice.
Yep. Can you hear me, Roger?
Okay.
You can. Got it.
And then have you done a few more deals or many deals besides this one with Heather?
Yes. As a matter of fact, this.
Yes.
I met Heather. Got it. I met Heather at a local meeting that she put together with someone else from the community, and they do local meetings once a month, and that's how I met her. And then we stayed in communication. She brought a deal to me as a Gator, I think it was, and she needed some gap funding, and I lent the money to her. Immediately after I lent her the money, that property got robbed. And yeah, someone breaking that property. And what I like is she was in communication. Like right away, she got in communication with me. She wasn't panicking, and I like that about her. Right? She's really good at communicating. So then I think we have another lending opportunity that also went really well, and I like the way she operates. So when she actually brought me this deal as a wholesaler. This deal that we're talking about, she was wholesaling this deal to me, and I asked her why don't you keep it? And it had to do with the capital, pretty much. And I say, if I provide the capital, do you keep it? She's like, sure. So she showed me, she already had a business plan for this property. She already had everything laid out before she knew everything about the property, but she wasn't really buying it because she didn't have the funds. That was it. So I like the model that she had. We provided the funds, and we bought that one. And then a couple months later, we bought another one. And now we are we're under contract on another one, so it's going well.
Yeah, going great. I think it's a delay.
Yeah.
Okay, so how many have you done together then now?
We've done 2 together, working on more. Well, we did more than 2. I guess 3.
One. Yeah.
Because you were a lender.
I was a lender of 2 of them. Then we bought 633. We bought 1022, and now we bought 41 Street. 41 Rivermont.
41 Rivermont. Yeah.
So 5 deals. We've done together 5 deals.
Okay. Now, are you frozen?
No, I can see Heather. I can see you, but I think there's a lag.
I'm moving.
All right, I'm just going to hop in here real quick because I'm not quite sure if Roger's internet connection is being a little bit slow. So if Roger, if you wanted to hop out and then hop back in, then we can maybe see if that reconnects a little bit easier. In the meantime, Jose and Heather, did you want to talk a little bit about the deal that you worked on together? Like, if you involved any of the other communities, like were there any Gators involved? Did you use any top tier TCs? What title company did you use? That kind of stuff.
The only, I want to call it a branch, was Gator, which Jose is a Gator. So
okay,
yeah. So technically, like he said, I was gonna just wholesale it because I didn't have the funds to do what I saw as my vision for the property. Yeah. But Jose has lent to me before on other deals, so we had that rapport there, and so he saw the vision and he was excited to be, I guess I can't say a Gator, but he's a Gator, but it ended up being a PMP situation, so a private money partner situation, where we both are partners in the deal and we're making this vision come to light. I
love that. Yeah, I mean, it does take like a team to get stuff done because, you really can't make a dollar without involving anybody else. So I'm so glad that you both found each other to kind of bring this deal into fruition. So Jose, you not only were a Gator, but you're also in the Sub-2 community. So what other parts did you play in kind of getting this deal across the finish line?
Helen already had like the entire business plan out. Now, the only reason why she didn't execute it and she wanted to wholesale it is because of funds. So when she brought it to me, I asked her, why don't you buy? She said, I don't have the funds. Then I asked her, okay, if you buy, what would you do with it? And she already laid it out on me, and she's like, let me think. No, she's like, oh, I'll do this, I'll be doing this, and this is perfect for this. So she already had a plan for co-living. She already have it all mapped out.
Awesome.
And, so we, I pretty much say, okay, let's partner on this deal. If I buy, would you partner with me? And she lit up because I don't think she was expecting me to bring her, into the deal. And she's like, yeah, for sure. So that's how we did it. We partnered, and she's been amazing.
Oh, that's awesome. And good on you, Heather, for laying down that groundwork before you even knew exactly what you wanted to do with it. It's awesome. Way to just be an action taker and being like, I don't know exactly, but I'll do all of the back work that needs to be done anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I had done this before and I knew how it worked, and I seen pretty much the same property all over again. I was like, okay, we can do it here too. So and just keeping good records of everything it took to get it started. It was pretty easy to get it started again.
Yeah. So what do you attribute it to being so easy?
Well, the vision. Co-living is not easy at all. The profit in it, the return on your investment is great. But nothing about co-living is easy. It's just the reward of that return on your investment and just having a good feeling of you're giving affordable housing to people that couldn't afford or couldn't get into any other housing. So
yeah,
those two things, it's easy. Do co-living, that's the easy part. So
yeah, no, that is so true. When you do these types of strategies, you can really feel good about it, as far as I'm doing my part in what I can do to help this affordability crisis that we're currently experiencing. So kudos to both of you. But Roger, I'll let you have the stage again so you can ask some more questions.
Okay. Yes. Sorry. I kind of a little bit of a problem there. Fill me in a little bit. Did you go over on acquiring that property? How you got it?
Not yet.
Well,
we haven't.
No, not yet.
Okay. How did you find that property? I know you guys went through how you guys have connected and done deals, but finding that property and then what the plan was.
So I had started the end of last year with the mindset I was going to start wholesaling more. And the way that I would do it would be direct to agent, because I'm also a real estate agent here. And so it's easy for me to talk to and relate to real estate agents. And so I just started calling agents that had low market times, teaching them about Sub-2. And then that's how I came across this deal.
Okay. Were there certain things that you found? Did you as an agent, you had MLS? Did you use other things to find the property?
Yes, I use MLS as well as PropStream. So I look at the MLS and I look for the long market times. And then I'll go use PropStream and check to see how much equity they have, and to see, what they owe on their mortgages, things like that. And then that's how I decide, okay, this is a great agent to call. Let's offer them something. Yeah.
Got it. And then Jose, what's your role in the deal?
Pretty much funding the deal. As I said, she had already the business plan. Of course, I underwrote the deal. We don't technically, as a rule of thumb, I don't move forward on a property unless it cash flows or breaks even as a long-term rental. So
Okay.
even though we had the plan for co-living, I went through the numbers and make sure that was taken care of. That rule of thumb was taken care of, and it did. And then once we put all the numbers together, and again, Heather had experience with co-living, right? So that she was already a co-living operator. So she had the numbers, she had the knowledge, she had the know-how. The only piece missing for her was funds available, and that's
Okay.
pretty much what I provided for this particular deal.
Did you use creative financing for the deal?
Yes, this was a sub-2 deal.
Okay.
We ended up educating the agent on sub-2, talking with the sellers, and it all made sense eventually. So it was something, of course, that we had to nurture because nobody heard of it. They had to go talk to attorneys, different things like that to make sure that this sub-2 thing is a real thing and not a scam. So after all that was taken care of, then yeah, it was a sub-2 deal.
Okay. Someone has a question. Rafa, do you need a lawyer for these strategies, or only if there's a loan involved? From your sub-2 background, do you normally have a lawyer or title companies, or?
Well, I mean, being in the community that we're in, Pace already kind of done that legwork for us, having his lawyer draft up the agreements. The agreements that he did give to us, you can take them to your local real estate attorney and they can make sure it complies with your state. But technically, when you join a community like we're in, you don't need a lawyer for these strategies. You really just need a community of people.
Okay. So on the process, what was your plan? For co-living, you were adding bedrooms to the house?
Correct.
To
Yep.
create more income?
That's correct. So this house was already a 4-bedroom. So we were able to add 3 bedrooms downstairs. And, just the rooms upstairs, it cash flows. So downstairs, it was even more cash flow, adding those 3 bedrooms on.
Okay. So with your...
Before we
Go ahead.
add those 3 bedrooms, you want to make sure that you look into your local city. What are the permits for that, right? What's really allowed in your city or your county? So what we did through that search, and we find out that the only requirement for us to add bedrooms was parking in that particular city. So in that particular city, for every 2 bedrooms, they require 1 parking. So if you provide 4 parking spaces, you can have up to 8 bedrooms. So that's how we, once we understood that, we created space for parking, and that's how we add the other 3 bedrooms in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How did you create extra parking? Did you add a driveway or?
Yeah, we took away the front yard grass, and we put gravel we already had a driveway that could hold 2 cars already. So we got rid of the grass. That'll help with our landscaping bill. And we put gravel there. And so they parked there. Okay.
And then during the construction, did you have any issues going through? Did you have a good contractor there it seems like a lot of work to add the bedrooms.
Well, not really. It's not a lot of work. It's really, it's not a lot of work. I think the most work went into turning the half bath that we had downstairs into a full bath. That was the hardest thing, and it wasn't hard. I mean, it went pretty fast. We stayed on schedule. I think maybe we're a week behind or so, but for the most part, it was pretty simple. Just, I
Okay.
think we put up maybe about 3 walls. So it doesn't really take a whole lot to do that. I think
Now,
sorry, go ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead. Finish. Sorry.
The electrical part. So you see this light right here?
Yep.
So I had a couple electricians come through, and they kind of gave me a crazy price.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was trying to figure out a different plan to go about with the lights. So in your living room, when you flip the switch, it'll cut on the lights for the living room, the whole living room. So that was the issue with trying to make the lights work for just this side of that living room that we've divided in half to make 2 rooms. And so on Amazon, you can just buy these light bulbs that come with a switch. And so you can take out that light bulb and put the light bulb that you order from Amazon in there and use the switch. And the switch you can put on the wall, and it looks just like a light switch. So you just hit it and it will cut on the light for that room. So all we had to do was have the electrician take that switch on the wall, the original switch on the wall, have them take that out, leave power on for this, but they didn't have to disconnect wires and cut through the wall and do all the things that we thought we had to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess what are the numbers on what was your purchase price, and did you with the sub 2 you said you did the loan, you took over a loan on it?
Yes, I'll let Jose.
You see, I'm the numbers guy.
There you
we
go.
ended up they owe $380,000 roughly on the property. We bought it at 3.9%. Then we pay around $11,000 to $11,500 to the seller, and around $10,000 to the realtor, plus closing costs. That's what we bought the property for, and then we probably did another between this property is fully furnished, completely furnished. Every single room has a bedroom, mirrors, refrigerators. They full deck out every single one of them, and I think that furnishing the property plus doing the renovations that we did, I think that we have to come up to the table with around $50,000, $55,000 to take care of everything. The $10,000 to the realtor, the $11,500 to the seller, the closing costs, and the furnishing.
Well, and the great thing is that 3.9% loan that you were able to take over.
Oh yeah,
because that increases the value, because your payment's going to be half of what somebody new coming in and buying it, and that brings the numbers where you can cash flow, which makes it work.
Yep.
So,
and the house
you have it filled up now.
The house is only 2 years old. This house was built in 2022.
Oh wow!
So there is not really any deferred maintenance on this property. Like everything is new.
Yep.
Wow. So Heather, when you found you were just looking for low equity and someone that wanted to get out, you think is how it worked?
Pretty much. That's exactly what I was looking for. The high market time. So that's an indicator that they are struggling, and that's an indicator that this is like a big military town here in Hampton Roads, Virginia Beach area. And so a lot of military, they're only here for about 2 years. They'll come here, they'll buy a house, they'll get orders, and they have to move out to another state or something like that. So seeing it listed on the market for a long time, to me, because I know the area, I automatically think, okay, that's a military family that bought this house a couple of years ago, and they need help getting out of this.
Okay.
So when I see that, I'm like, that's check mark number 1. and then I'll go to PropStream. I'll put that address in, and I'll check to see the equity. And if it's less than 20%, I'll go for it. And then just checking the mortgages on it, making sure the mortgages are, 3%, 4%. Yeah, it's okay too. But yeah, we kind of go for the lowest interest rate we can go for.
Okay.
And then, if the numbers make sense to do co-living, long-term rental, it's a deal.
Was it a VA loan that was on it?
Yes.
See, that's something interesting. So you were able to use the VA loan because
So this was the scenario with them. They actually were trying to buy a home in Maryland.
Okay.
And so I had to talk the agent through that, just letting them know like they still can buy a house as long as they have enough entitlement to do so. So that was a part of the deal too, is just teach them that side too. Getting them on the phone with a lender that understood sub 2 and having that lender talk to them and walk them through, okay, this is what you need to do to be able to buy your home in Maryland and sell or keep this home here in Virginia. So they were very grateful for us because they would have been stuck having to pay this mortgage here and then not being able to buy their home in Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
See, and that's all about educating these people. Realtors that conventional realtor, they don't understand these things.
Mm-hmm.
You can educate them and the seller to where they come out ahead and everybody wins.
Yeah. Yep. Everybody won. Everybody was happy.
Good.
We solved a problem that they had. They had a big problem. And, through the creative finance side of it, we were able to solve that problem.
And PACE teaches that, and it's part of the whole community. Everybody reaches out to each other to find out and learn, because we all have different ideas to get.
Yeah.
Now, Jose, are you in Gator too? Are you in sub 2?
No, I understand. I'm not part of the Gator group per se.
Okay.
Although I learned by being in sub 2 how to be a Gator. And I watched pretty much every video available online on the Gator side of it, and that's how I started the business relationship with Heather, actually.
Yep.
So yeah, there's just so much in the community on learning and figuring out different things with creative, and then the funding and TC. My wife Diane, she's in top tier TC. We've been doing Gator even before Gator, we were doing it from the real estate side. And there's just so many ways you can do deals on it.
Yeah.
So is this cash flowing now? Do you have tenants in and everything's cash flowing at this point?
Let's see. This property, as of right now, we have 5 tenants. One of them is going away, so we're going to stay with 4. And with 4, it cash flows. The answer is yes, it cash flows. I think that our expenses altogether are somewhere like $3,400, and we have an average of close to $1,000 per room altogether. So as of right now, his cash flowing was bringing revenue of about $4,000 a month, and the expenses are around $3,400.
Okay.
And we still have now. We have 3. We have 2 rooms available, and 1 is about to be available. Recently.
Are you renting to people in the military there? Then are you looking for them or just?
Actually, it's no military there. And that is something that we plan to start doing, is doing some outreach to military. Mm-hmm. I think the only hurdle might be that they get housing, I guess you could say, for free on the military bases. So that would be the only hurdle, is just like, hey, do you guys want to live off base and pay, or do you want to live on base for free? So
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they get a allowance as BAH, I believe.
Yeah.
Our son-in-law was in the Air Force out in Las
Mhm.
Vegas, and they had bought a house, and
Yeah.
they moved. They kept it. He just got out of the Air Force, and they wanted a military person in, and they were able to rent it to somebody in the military now, because you get good tenants that way, and people just may want to get off the base.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
So in the future, do you have more projects in the works right now that you two are working on?
Yes.
We bought this property at I think it was the middle of September.
Okay.
Then at the beginning of December, we bought another property. Also created finance is a sub-2 deal. Again, Heather found this deal. Heather, remind me, they wanted like $27,000, something like that, right? That's what they wanted, and I think that they didn't get that. She got like $7,000.
Yeah.
And out of the $7,000, when we went to closing, we find out that 5 were for the wholesaler and 2 were for the seller. So, and we assume a loan of $131,000.
Mm-hmm.
This property is like it's like a flip, right? So last week we completed the renovation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This week we just completed the renovation on this property. Mm-hmm. We put around $31,000, something like that, on the renovation side of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the property appraised for $250,000.
So you're in at about 160,000?
Almost 170. 131. The balance of the loan of the mortgage, right? We pay $7,000 plus closing costs, which was around $10,000 altogether, and then we put another 31, so it's like 172.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So you're flipping this one? Is the plan?
Co-living.
Or you keep
co-living?
Or co-living, okay.
Yep.
As of right now, it has 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, 3 full baths, and once we refinance the property, we will add 2 more bedrooms.
Okay.
And Heather is going to tell you why we're going to do it that way.
So
there you go.
So a home is valued more if you keep the living, dining area. And so we don't want to take away value by taking away those spaces before we get it refied and appraised. So that's the main reason why, like, you don't want to create those bedrooms down there if you're taking away, the common areas like the living and dining. When an appraiser comes through, they feel like that's a devaluation. So that's why the rooms will be added after.
Okay. Do you get when you refinance something like that, do you get a DSCR loan for those?
Yes, that's what we're working with now.
Can you explain what that is to the people that don't know? DSCR loan, your debt service coverage?
Yeah, so those loans basically they go based on the asset, on how much it's performing. So as long as your rent income covers the mortgage payment, you should be able to get a debt service coverage ratio loan. That's the basics of it. So it goes by the rental income. Will your home be able to cover those monthly payments? And if so, you should be able to get that loan.
Yeah, and that makes it easier for an investor to be able to get a property and then refinance it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what's your next project then? Do you have one in the works after this one? So that one, you just picked that one in December?
That's right. We are under contract right now.
Oh, wow.
Again, guess who found the property?
Heather?
She's been actually, this is something that she's bringing me to do with her because we partnered in these other two properties. That's the truth, because in this deal, she's been working in this deal before we started. We were partners pretty much, right?
Okay.
Now we're partners. We're doing deals, everything. We're pretty much doing it, all deals together. But before that, she was working on this deal, and this is a flip. It's a short sale, so it took longer to get sold, I guess, through a lot of back and forth. And finally, in the last couple of weeks or so, we were able to be under contract. We finally wired the EMD. I think it was either Monday or Tuesday, and we're officially under contract on the property.
Yeah,
So you said was it someone that was flipping it that ran into problems?
No, this is actually a reverse mortgage listed on the
Okay.
And it's been a long road, guys, a long road. But I initially had offered $312,000 for this house, and after getting home inspection and things like that, getting the appraisal done, we learned that it wasn't worth that much. So we ended up getting our offer accepted at $281. The property, once it's fully renovated, it should be able to sell for at least $500,000.
So do you think you could have done any of this without being in the community, in the creative community with Pace and
Absolutely
too?
not. No way. Absolutely not. No. Not happening. Before this, I didn't know that people would just have money that they needed to be worked. So it was just like, I don't have the money to do anything, so I can't do anything. And so before joining Sub 2, I just kept hitting the wall, like hitting the wall, because I never knew that it's a community of people like we are in now. It's everything that you need to get a deal done is in the community. Is no reason why anybody can't get a deal done.
That's right. I'm not, times two what Heather said, right? It's all because of the community. The people that you meet inside of the community is unbelievable. And anything you need, you can find it in the community if you look for it.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So how can people, we have your information out there on the screen. And you're located in Virginia, right?
That's right. Southeast Virginia. They call it the Hampton Roads.
You froze on us.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in Hampton Roads, Virginia, y'all.
Yeah, that's you can see on my name, you see my handle for Instagram. Yeah. And you have Heather's phone number. You can contact if you have any question about co-living, if you have any questions about flipping houses, buy and hold. That's what we do. We buy and hold, we fix and flip. We do co-living, and now we're doing new construction. And we have a fun project that we're working on. A really fun project that we're working on. It's hopefully that comes through. I don't want to say much about that project because we're on the early process of that project, but it should be fun.
Yeah.
Is it close to you? Is it right in the neighborhood?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. It's right here. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm on Instagram as well. Real estate investor 4, like the number 4, Eva. And Facebook, Heather Irving, YouTube, Heather Irving. You guys have my number right there. Can reach out. I mentor real estate agents on creative finance and co-living. If anybody is interested in figuring out how they can get started, also give mentorship on that as well.
Okay.
That is so cool. Out of all the times I've been kind of moderating this live, nobody has offered mentorship specifically in co-living. So that's really, really big of you, Heather. And honestly, I love coming on these just to see how much the community is just filled with go-givers. You know, y'all came on here. Nobody paid you to be on here today.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about how
I'm getting paid.
You. But yeah, so it's really, really awesome, Heather, that you're offering that. And Jose, I am so excited for your new and mystery project.
You know, hopefully within by this time next year, we know if it happened or not. Let's put it that way, right? So right now we're very excited.
Yeah. So
and there's just so much here with the people, the community of the people, how many friends we've made over the years.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, so for those of you who are watching, make sure that you give Jose and Heather a follow, reach out to them so that you can be the first to know about their mystery project. But yeah, so with that, if nobody else has any sort of closing remarks that they would like to leave us with, I will let everybody enjoy the rest of their Friday. But I do have one question to ask everybody here. Who here is going to the Squat Up Summit?
Woo!
We are. Yes.
Awesome. Yay. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Yes. So I did want to give a little shameless plug to the Squat Up Summit and, you know, just let everybody know that if you are feeling stuck, if you're feeling like I know my net worth is my network, I need to get around the right people, Squat Up Summit is that place for you. And as you can see, these leaders that are a part of the Sub2 community are also going to be there too. You'll have an opportunity to connect with them. So benefits all around. And I will drop that link as well here in the comments. So if you want to consider buying a ticket, you can go ahead and check that out.
Yes, come out.
I missed last year. I'm not missing this year.
No, last year was.
It is amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was great.
Super. Well, hopefully we'll be able to see all of your lovely faces there. And with that, I will bid you a good Friday.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. Bye, Heather.
Okay, good.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.